Alright, Smooth Love Potion, let's do a quick update. So since yesterday's video, you can obviously see that we have broken above the second micro lower high that we needed to get above. We talked about the last few videos, how we do need to get above these two highs. We obviously made these when we were somewhat around here, and we've had a very strong pump since then. We are currently in a bull flag. If I take this measurement tool, you can see that this is why we have this wick up here. So if I clean my chart up a bit, just so you're not seeing too much noise, you can see that we are still in this bull flag, so no decision has been made yet. What I said in the previous video still stands. As long as we do stay above 215, then we are above this micro 618 and we are in line for bullish continuation. Something like this would put us back to the 618. So if we did bounce on the 618, which also lines up with this previous micro high, then you know, something like this where we hit the 215, break out of this bull flag somewhere on later in the week or later on in the month, then that is the less bullish scenario. But all in all, if we stay above 215, we are still very valid for bullish continuation. Now we have run into the top of the bull flag again. We have had 1, 2, 3, we'll count this as 4, 5 run-ins to this bull flag now. So obviously the more and more you come and hit resistance, or the more you come and hit support, the weaker and weaker it gets. So this is good. We're constantly testing this resistance. The more we test it, obviously the more likely we are to explode out of here. So so far we haven't had too much green volume stepping in. Do bear in mind, this is obviously insane volume compared to what we've had before, so you know, this is still very bullish. We do have good volume coming in, and obviously it's not too much of a, you know, a worry that the volume is downtrending. Obviously we are in a pattern right now. Whenever we are in patterns, volume does typically decrease until we do have a breakout. So it is very possible that, you know, we do come out the top here and then we do see something huge like this, and at that point that would carry us, if we remove this line, that would carry us to the price target that we've got up here, which is at 6.3. So I believe that's more than a double from where we are now. Yeah, you can see that's basically 112% pump. That would be the price target, but I do potentially see us coming into the 200-day moving average. After the 200-day curves off, it would do something like this. So you could see that if we did run into the 200-day, that would be basically 125% pump. So personally, I don't think that there's any need to be going crazy trading this coin yet, simply because, you know, if we do break out of this and do back test it, from that point you would have 130% trade on your hands. So I don't believe the risk adjusted returns are worth kind of FOMOing into this coin when we haven't made a decision. The RSI is very extended right now, but do bear in mind this coin has had overextended RSI like this before. A lot of these altcoins with low market caps do typically do crazy moves like this. Now if we look at the volume as well, I mean, if we just zoom out, you can see that this volume is completely unrivaled from what we've had before. I mean, the closest we've had to it is what we had here on the 4th of November. But I mean, there are clearly so many buyers stepping into this market, and volume does predict price. So while the RSI is very overextended, I would say that keeping an eye on the volume is much more important than keeping the eye on the relative strength. Obviously, the RSI being high is not necessarily a bad thing in the short term. It is a bad thing for, you know, big bullish trends in the macro term. But like I said, you know, it really doesn't matter what the RSI is saying right now, because we could come up 130% from the breakout target. So yeah, all in all, once again, as long as we do stay above this 215, then we are in line for bullish continuation. And, you know, we are above all the micro supports that I would want to be above in the meantime. So we are above the 382 here, and you can see that we have poked our head above this previous micro high. So we could do something like this, back test it, and then be off to the races. But the decision time for this coin is coming very soon. I believe that we should have a decision by the next few days, really. I mean, I do believe if Bitcoin keeps on pumping the way it is, if we come over to Bitcoin, you can see it is breaking out right now. We've got some okay volume coming in and RSI turning up on the total crypto market cap as well. You know, kind of average volume, but we are having a solid pump, and we do have this nice inverse head and shoulders. So all in all, the market's looking very great. I do believe if Bitcoin keeps on pumping, then you know SLP is going to absolutely rip some faces in the short term. So yeah, do keep an eye on, I'd say if we manage to break above the 3 cent level, then we would be getting into you know, a very bullish move. But I would like to see something like this breaking out and back testing either this previous high or the bottom of this this resistance on the bull flag, which would then be flipped as support. So yeah, that's all I'm seeing for SLP on the daily. If we quickly pop over to the weekly, wow, you can, this volume was insane. On the weekly as well, RSI is really not overextended at all. So while the daily says, you know, we might come down a little bit, the weekly, and I'm guessing the monthly as well, monthly RSI isn't even a thing, but if you look at the monthly volume, this is really insane. I mean, the monthly volume is telling me that we are going to break out very, very soon. On the weekly as well, this is obviously a tiny bit of red volume, but do bear in mind we have just had this huge candle, and it is only Tuesday right now, so we do have all week to have bullish continuation on this coin. I would keep an eye out for, you know, a teeny tiny pullback, you know, nothing too crazy, something like this where we back test the flag, and at that point I would be very happy to accumulate some SLP for the short term for a quick flip. So yeah, that's all I'm seeing for Smooth Love Potion right now. Once again, none of this is financial advice, it is just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Peace.